Hi folks, my name's Chuck Newt, and I'm with the Winking Pig Barbecue, and you're watching another episode of Chuck's A-Cookin'. And today we're going to make chicken and noodles. If you've watched my video, we roasted a chicken the other day, and I've got the chicken pulled. I've already pulled the chicken meat off the bones over here, and we've got that set off to the side. And then we're going to use our bones. We're going to make a chicken stock for the chicken noodles. Excuse me. To start with, you know, this roasted chicken, we've already used the broth, or the the drippings from the chicken to make our chicken dressing with, our sage dressing with. And so then we got the meat over here. And you know, roasted chicken meat, it doesn't matter. Maybe you've got a roasted chicken at home, or maybe you've got a roasted turkey at home, and you're looking for something to do with the leftovers. And you can use the turkey in this recipe, roasted turkey in this recipe, just as easy as roasted chicken. And maybe you didn't roast the chicken at all. Maybe you went to that Boston place, and you've got a chicken there that you're looking for something to do with the leftovers or whatever. And so, why don't we just turn around here and I'll show you what we got going. Alright folks, so what we've got here, we've got a pot with we've got a gallon of water in here. And now then, right here we've got our bones. Now I've actually got parts of 2 chickens here. The reason being is because when I went to make my roasted chicken, things didn't turn out so well the first time. And so I actually roasted a second chicken for a second take, kind of, sort of. And so I've got the main body of the chicken, and then the other chicken here, that if you saw the roasted chicken video, it is missing a thigh and a leg bone, because that thigh and leg kind of disappeared somehow, and it was pretty good. So, and over here we've got our pulled chicken. Now I'm going to cover my pulled chicken and put it in the refrigerator for right now, because I don't really need it too much for the time being. So what we're going to do, we're going to take all these bones and we're going to put them right here into our pot. And I also got the skin from the second chicken. That's not going to hurt a thing. And I did remove the backbones from the chicken, simply because I don't want to end up trying to fish all those little bones out of the pot here in a little while. Now then, I need to wash my hands real quick. Okay, so for the time being, I'm going to put the chicken in the refrigerator. Now, pulled chicken is so versatile. You can do so many things with it. You can make chicken salad with it. You can make chicken noodles. You can do just chicken sandwiches. Now, in here, I have one tablespoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of ground black pepper. I'm gonna pour that in there. Now, over here in this ramekin, we've got some leaf spices. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, which is the same spices I use to spice the outside of our chicken with. And I'm going to kind of grind these up a little bit, kind of like a mortar and pestle kind of thing. You just want to kind of break up those leaves a little bit, so it'll help release their flavors when you go to boiling this these chicken bones, and that flavor will go right into our stock that we're making. Now, anytime I'm making a soup or a stew or anything like that, I always want to use bay leaves. I love the flavor. I crack them in half again, so that you can so it helps to release the flavor out of the leaf. All right. So now then, we're going to put this on the stove and we're going to let it boil for an hour, and then we'll taste it and see where we need to go with it from there. Alright, so there we go. We got what will be chicken stock on the stove, and we're going to let that boil for an hour, and we'll come back and we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm back a little bit before an hour. I just wanted to show you that I put a cracked lid. Now it's not literally cracked. The glass isn't broken or anything, but I've just put the lid on here at an angle, and the reason being is because the lid will help to condense some of our steam, and it'll run back down into the pot instead of losing all the steam to the air. And that way we don't have to add so much water, but you can see it is boiling down in here. And as soon as we hit our hour, we'll be back at it. Alright, so after a little taste test, I have determined that I need to add a little bit more salt to this. Our hour has gone by. And other than just needing a little salt, we're in fine shape. I'm going to put that teaspoon of salt in there, and I'm going to let it go for about another 10 minutes just to give that salt a chance to dissolve in my stock there. Now, and if you don't think your stock is strong enough, you can add some bouillon to it, or there we go. We can add some soup base to it if you want. Although I've tasted this and I think it's fine right now. Now here in a minute, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take and ladle out a pint into this canning jar and seal it up to use for tomorrow. I'm going to use it to inject my turkey, because tomorrow is Thanksgiving. Alright, so just a few minutes, I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm going to turn the heat off on my broth here. I'm going to let that cool for a few minutes. Alright, so I'm going to fish my bones out of here, and the chicken skin as well. Now if you did not use your neck or giblets or any of that, you could always put them in the stock here too to boil. Alright, so I believe I've got about all the bones and everything out of this. So I'm going to set those to the side. Now I'm going to get I'm going to get my ladle here. Like I told you, I'm going to save a pint out here. I'm going to use this in my injection for my turkey. Okay, there we go. That's a full pint. And that jar heated up real quick. It'll probably actually seal itself, just as if I canned it, but I'm only saving it till tomorrow. Now then, because I got all my bones and everything out of the bottom here, I'm going to check one more time. Just to ensure there's a piece of bay leaf right there that can come out. Alright, so now then I'm going to pull my chicken out of the refrigerator. I'm going to add about 2 cups worth of chicken into this. Now in this broth, just like the chicken itself, is so versatile. You can use it in so many things. For instance, when I made my collard greens, I used chicken broth, or you can put vegetable broth, either one. There's a little more than 2 cups worth of pulled chicken right there. Okay, now then, what I need to do, I need to bring this back to a boil. And I'm going to add my noodles to it. I may end up freezing this chicken because tomorrow I'll probably have a bunch of turkey to go with it. Now I use Ream's noodles, and these are frozen noodles. You find them in the frozen foods. And for chicken noodles, I like them much better than the dried egg noodles. So it shouldn't take long to get this back to a boil. So as soon as it comes back to a boil, I'll be back with you. Okay, so after bringing us back to a boil, we're going to add our Ream's noodles. Now, I have made noodles, homemade noodles in the past, but not today. So in they go. Directions say about 20 minutes now. Uncovered is what it recommends. So I'm going to check back in about 5 and then probably give them a stir. Now we are making chicken noodles, not chicken noodle soup. There is a difference. Oh, and by the way, if you want to freeze your bones till you maybe get the bones from a couple chickens or 2 or 3 chickens, and then make your stock that way, by all means, more the merrier. Okay, so our noodles have been in here now for 20 minutes, along with our chicken, and you can see they really plumped up real nice. But our broth is still pretty, I mean, it's more soup than it is chicken and noodles. So what I've got here to start with is like 3 tablespoons of flour mixed with cold water, and it absolutely has to be cold water. You cannot mix it with hot water, and you can't put your flour directly into your broth here as well. We're going to thicken it, but if you use hot water, or if you put your flour directly into the broth, you run the risk of making a lumpy mess. So we're going to pour that right in here. And the cold water also would go if you're using starch as a thickener too. Okay, so that's pretty well got it. We're going to stir this around. We'll give it a little time. See how that affects things. We may have to add more. We'll look at it in a few. Okay, so I'm going to take 1 stalk of celery and add to this. Just going to give it a little bit of flavor here. I'll turn the heat down just to a very low. You don't really need to boil this any longer. And you can see we're starting to get the thickness that I was looking for, but we may still have to add a little bit more of the flour. I'm going to put just a couple of garlic cloves in here. Don't know of any meat that doesn't really like garlic. Kind of gotta be careful when you're chopping garlic like this. They're so small. Kind of easy to get your fingers in the way. And then, see if I can peel this onion a little bit. Cut it in half this way. Then we're going to pull this out of there. I'm just going to kind of chunk this a little bit. We don't want huge chunks. I don't even think I need to really add more than about a quarter of this onion to this. In fact, that's about all I'm going to put in there, right there. This onion's a little hotter than the ones I've had recently, and I can feel that on my eyes a little bit. Okay, so I think I'm going to have to add I'm going to add one more teaspoon of the flour. And when I say a teaspoon, I mean a kind of a heaping teaspoon there. You see I did not put the flour directly in. I'm going to mix this with cold water. Kind of stir around here. Now we will have to bring this back up to a boil because your thickening agent, whether it's starch or flour, is not, if you're making gravy or whatever, your thickening agent is not going to get to its maximum thickening capability until it comes up to a boil. So there we go. We've added that. We'll make sure we stir it in good. And bringing it to a boil is also going to help with the softening of the onion and the celery as well. We're not looking for raw vegetables in here. Now, in our family, one use of chicken noodles is to actually put them right over the top of mashed potatoes, just as if it was a gravy, but it's not. It's like the double starch whammy. Alright, that is starting to thicken up. You can see it. Alright, so I'm going to bring that back to a boil and we'll see where we're at. Alright folks, I hope you can tell by looking at the way this is boiling that it is thicker than, it's thicker than a soup, but at the same time it's thinner than a real gravy. But you can see it's also, but it has some thickness to it. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. And this is really excellent on top of mashed potatoes especially. But, alright, so I'm going to let this cool just a little bit because I don't want to eat it while it's still boiling hot. So I'm going to turn the heat off, put the lid on, and give it a half hour. And I'll come give it my taste test. Alright folks, so we've had some time to rest. And I'm going to take some of these noodles. And you can see how thick these are if you just give it a little stir like so. And you can see how the noodles will kind of stay suspended in there. Not like chicken noodle soup. So I'm going to take a good healthy scoop there, and we're going to head over here. Be right with you. Alright folks, well this is very much a 2-for-1 recipe here, because not only did we make chicken and noodles, we also made chicken noodle stock. And like I said before, chicken noodle stock is so versatile. You can use it in so many things to add flavor instead of water. Like I said, I used it recently to pick up my collard greens, but there's a lot of other things you can use it in as well. So we're going to give these chicken and noodles a go here. They're very hearty, and right now I'm eating them with a fork. Wonderful. You can freeze these for later in the year if you want. I am going to take some of these with me on Thanksgiving tomorrow. And man, I love them. Family does too. Folks, that's a real winner. Just, you know, salt and pepper to your taste, and there you got it. They can both be they can be a side, or they can be the main course. Just depends on how you want to do it. Folks, I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Do me a favor, hit like and subscribe down here. It helps a lot. And stay tuned, there's more to come.